I think what we also need to understand is the reason it has to be purpose driven. It has to be beyond the fact that we want to make money, is because it's going to take a lot out of us. It's a sacrifice, really, because you sacrifice a lot for just the one thing that you believe to be your mission. And sometimes, if it is not really your mission, you're not going to do it, say with the same effort or desire that you ought to do for you to be able to succeed. So, when you're making such a sacrifice or when you're making such a choice, you must believe it within your heart that this is it. This is what I really, really want to do. However, I think the illusion that we've always had is that one thing must naturally exclude the other. Richard Branson, even when he was starting the Virgin Enterprises, whenever he was starting his first enterprises, he was actually employed. So this was happening when he was still at his job and he was still being able to do it. The beauty with that is you have your income, you are not suffering, you're not hustling, you're not struggling, and so you're giving all the effort into building this because one, you're not homeless, you're not broke, you're not living out there in poverty. You actually have a means to survive. And so sometimes people assume that it must be as extreme as taking 10 million loan to start whatever enterprise you want to start. But I think that's really not the case for a lot of people. You don't have to be homeless to pursue your dream. This is just an everyday experience. It's just you going about life in the normal way, in the way that you have chosen to do it. So you can still be in employment and you can still be um, creating your ideas, and you can still be innovating. In fact, that is advised. Like we constantly mention that ideally it's not supposed to be one source of income that we rely on. It should be as many as possible. For example, I do consultancies. Like I have I'm working on a project with AFAO on gender, on the issue of gender, or all around the wood, charcoal, and wood value chain. I'm doing that. Occasionally, you'll see me auditioning for commercials. Occasionally, you'll see me selling shorts or whatever it is, or you'll see me selling lotion. And I'm not out, I don't believe that we should demonize any entrepreneurship or employment. So it doesn't mean that one thing automatically cuts off the other, which I think the society has made us constantly to believe that it is always us versus them. So constantly we are all focusing on building the nation, and I constantly say that each needs the other. If you all had this very great idea and everyone was thinking how they cannot help anyone achieve their dreams, then what type of society would we have? But ideally, the reason when you're given an idea, you pool resources with as many people as possible so that you all work together to realize it, right? And so you go and get the best talent, the people who do the best, the people who know their stuff, they're experts, and you bring them to the table. And literally, you have to pay for their time. You have to pay for their value that they're bringing to the table. So without them, you would not equally be advancing, right? And them, without this idea, they would equally not be advancing. So you're sort of coexisting in a way that seems very natural, right? So, and not everyone is cut out for the same thing. There are people who are not cut out for entrepreneurship at all and they know it. And there are people who are not cut out for employment and they know it. And so you just need to pick your battle right, right? But yeah, so I think as we do this, as we do this, we will get more understanding, and then it doesn't have to be an us versus them. It's actually all of us doing some great stuff to advance our society. Thank you for always listening. This is even becoming too interesting. Have a great day.